Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Dear students, welcome to economic online classes. So in the previous chapter we discussed about money and banking related to the functions of money and various other concepts related to the money and banking. So let us study the new chapter, that is national income accounting. Very interesting lesson that is about how to calculate the national income. So before going to that, we should see what are the topics to be covered in this chapter. So the topics to be covered, see here. First, introduction to national income and macroeconomics. Next, second one, basic concepts of macroeconomics. Third one, factors of production. Fourth one, stocks and flow, concept of stock and concept of flow. Fifth one, depreciation. Sixth one, circular flow of income in an economy. And seventh one, methods to calculate national income and macroeconomic identities. These are the topics we are going to cover in this chapter. So let us see what is national income. As an introduction part, I will explain you what is national income, what are its importance to the economics, macroeconomics. As we studied in the small classes, even in 9 and 10 classes you studied, national income is nothing but income of a nation, you studied in a simple manner. But according to economics, national income means the money value of all the final goods and services produced in a country in an accounting year. Money value of all final goods produced in a country in an accounting year is said to be the national income. So how to calculate this national income? There are three methods to calculate national income. One is income method, other one is product method, and last one is expenditure method. So these topics we are going to cover. Then some basic macroeconomic concepts, that is relating to the how to calculate this national income through the different methods. Then macroeconomic identities, GDP, gross domestic product, PCI, per capita income, GDP deflator, then related to NNP, net national product, GNP, gross national product. All these concepts we are going to study in detailed manner. So let us see what are the basic concepts of macroeconomics. What are the basic concepts of macroeconomics? The basic concepts of macroeconomics mainly includes final goods, intermediate goods, consumption goods and capital goods. So basic concepts are nothing but which are the goods used in the production process in a macroeconomic level. So what are final goods? So final goods, by the name itself we came to know, it is meant for the final consumption, means ready to use. Final goods are nothing but they are ready to use. These final goods includes two categories. One is consumption goods and other one is capital goods. Final goods includes two categories. One is consumption goods or consumer goods. Other one is capital goods. So final goods are nothing but it is meant for the final consumption or ready to use as a consumption. For example, here final goods, TV, car, automobile and mobiles, shoes, all are final goods. So in this consumption goods are also there and capital goods also there. For example, final goods. If you are going to drink a tea, cup of tea, before you are going to drink a tea, you are going to buy the product, that is tea leaves or tea powder. that is not at all final goods. So after the process of cooking, when it comes with drinkable tea, that is said to be the tea. With the this powder, sugar together with the milk, you are going to prepare the tea. Last it will become as a consumption goods. So what are these tea leaves and tea powder? That are all the intermediate goods. So for example, before the manufacture of these cars, spare parts, different spare parts are there. So after joining all that, then it will become a final good as a one car. So what are the these furnitures or some items that are used in the process of production, that is said to be the intermediate goods. So final goods are nothing but it is meant for the final consumption of the consumer or for the producer. Understood? Next, there are two kinds of final goods. One is consumption goods, other one is capital goods. Consumption goods are those goods which is meant for the consumption. For example, food, cloth and some other items which is meant for the consumption purpose. So after the process of production, directly it will move to the consumption, that is said to be the consumption goods. Goods which is meant for the consumers for the purpose of consumption is said to be the consumer goods. Example, food, cloth, etc. So after the raw cotton processing is over, cloth, so after it become a cloth, we are going to purchase, after buying we are going to use as a consumption, it is said to be the consumption goods. Next one is capital goods. Capital goods are those goods which are also used in the process of production, which is used as the intermediate goods in the process of production, but also it is said to be the final goods. For example, capital goods, machinery is used in the process of production. For the production process, that tools and machines are the final goods. Either it may be durable goods or non-durable goods. Capital goods are includes machineries, tools, implements, everything used in case of production are said to be the capital goods. Those final goods includes both durable and non-durable goods, consumption goods as well as capital goods. So second one is basic concepts of macroeconomics is intermediate goods. Intermediate goods means, as I said in the beginning, those goods or those materials which are used in the process of production are said to be the intermediate goods. For example, raw cotton, sugar cane, wood, which are used in the process of production. Raw cotton is used for the producing the cloths. After it gone through the different process and different the steps of production process, it will become a one final good, that is said to be the cloth. Those intermediate goods are raw cotton or sugar cane and wood. Intermediate goods are those goods which is used, which is also a one kind of goods, one goods which is used in the process of producing the other goods. These intermediate goods are just like a middleman which will help for the further production process. But final goods are not like that. There is no any further process of production which is just meant for the final use or final use. Those final goods and intermediate goods are the main concepts or basic concepts included in case of macroeconomics. Why these goods are essential in national income accounting? So while calculating the national income, we are using only the value of money value of all the final goods and services produced in the country during the accounting year. Thus, not intermediate goods never calculating, only the final goods, because intermediate goods are included in the final goods itself. Value of intermediate goods are included in the final goods itself. Understood? Thus, these concepts are mainly we are going to cover to calculate national income, because all the value of net value of final goods and services produced in a country in a year we are going to calculate while calculating national income. So national income is nothing but net value, money value of final goods and services produced in a country in a year. Thus these basic concepts we should know before going to calculate the national income. So while producing, I said intermediate goods are used in the process of production. While producing these goods and services, some factors we are using in the process of production. For that we are going to give some rewards. So let us study what are these factors of production. Factors of production are nothing but the influencing factors in the process of production. Influencing factors in the process of production, or which influences the production process. For producing goods and services, we need the factors such as land, labor, capital, organization. For these factors, we are going to give the factor payments. That factor payments are in the form of rewards given to the factor payments, that is land is rewarded with rent, labor is rewarded with wages, capital gains interest, and organization at last going to earn the maximum or profit or minimum profit. Those factors of production are nothing but these concepts or influencing factors in the process of production. Thus factors and rewards, these factors of production are involved in the production of final goods and services. So such factors are used as the intermediate goods for the production process. Thus factors payments also included in the national income accounting, because factors are rewarded with the rent, wages, interest, profit. These are all included through the income method. Income method. Factor payments also used in the process of calculating national income. Thus the basic concepts includes final goods, intermediate goods, factors of production also included in calculating national income, because in the form of factor payments we are using the factors of production while calculating national income accounting. So next concepts we are going to discuss about concept of stock and concepts of flow. What are these stocks and flow? Very important for 2 marks. Distinguish between stocks and flow. By the name you came to know stocks are nothing but something kept as it is, kept as it is in the form of stock. For example, static concept. This stock is a static concept and flow is a dynamic concept. For example, 500 rupees is there in our pocket. You are not at all using that and keeping as it is over a period of time, then it is said to be the stocks. For example, 500 rupees is there in your pocket. Today you are using 100 rupees, tomorrow 100 rupees, day after tomorrow 50 rupees, next 50 rupees. Like that you are gone using that particular money, then it said to be the flow. Flow of income. Understood? Thus stocks and flows are the different concepts. Stock is a static concept and flow is a dynamic concept. Let us see what are the differences between stock and flow. Here stock and flow is there. Stock is nothing but it is defined at a particular point of time. Stock is nothing but which is defined at a particular point of time, which is the constant concept. What is this constant concept means? It is static concept, means it is not at all changing, unable to change or not variable factor. So what is flow? Flow is defined over a period of time. Flow is defined over a period of time. Whatever the stocks that we are going to calculate while calculating the national income. Flows are nothing but these things: rent, wages, interest, profit, rewards given to the factors, factor payments, that are the flows. So stock is nothing but, for example, one factory is there. There is a huge stock of capital equipments are there, building is there, it is also a one stock variable, building, machineries, tools, everything is a stock variable. Water in a tank is a stock variable. So something kept in the form of stock for the future use is said to be the stock. Thus, stock is defined at particular point of time. While calculating national income, stocks are we are using at a particular point of time, but flows are defined over a period of time. Flowing incomes not able to taken for the calculating national income, it will take a long period of time. The stock is constant concept, means which is not at all variable factor, which is static concept, and flows or dynamic concept means variable concept. Flows are changing over a period of time. Thus, economic variables measured as particular point of time is said to be the stock. Economic variables measured, which are the economic variables, you know that price changes, demand changes, supply changes, income changes, investment changes, capital. So all these things, employment, all are variable factors. Thus, changes in economic variables measured at a particular point of time is said to be the stocks, and economic variables measured over a period of time is said to be the flow. For example, changes in the any variable we are not at all considering now, and we are considering that in a long period of time, over a period of time, that is said to be the flow of income. Example for the stocks and flow, very important for 2 mark students. This much is enough for the 2 mark. If you are writing the definition, defining, then concept, meaning and example. Example for stock is water in a tank is a stock. For example, water is kept in the tank as a stock, it is said to be the stock. Simple example I will give you, you can give any other examples. So, here you can also give the other any, capital is a stock, net investment is a flow, that also you can give. So, flow is nothing but example, amount of water flow out of tank. How much water you are going to use from the tank over a period of time, that is a flow. Or you can, other than that, you can say water in a tank is a stock, and flow of water from the tap to the tank is also a flow. Flow means flowing from the outside. So, amount of water flow out of tank is said to be the flow. I thought you are understood stock and flow concept. Next, move to the depreciation. What is this depreciation? So, while discussing about investment, calculating national income, we are going to take depreciation, but depreciation never including while calculating national income. Depreciation are nothing but annual allowances on wear and tear of the capital goods, wear and tear of the capital goods. So, annual allowances for wear and tear of the capital goods is said to be the depreciation. Wear and tear means repair charges or replacement charges. So, repair and replacement charges are said to be the depreciation charges. Means money or cost invested on the wear and tear of capital goods is said to be the depreciation. So, net investment, for example, I said net investment is a flow, investing the money is a flow, net investment is a flow. Net investment is equal to gross investment minus depreciation. Gross investment means, net investment is gross investment minus depreciation, G minus D. Total investment, in that we are going to deduct the repair charges or depreciation charges. Gross investment minus depreciation charges. Depreciation charges are those charges which are annual allowances for wear and tear of capital goods, or repair and replacement charges on capital goods is said to be the depreciation charges. So, this is about the basic concepts we are going to cover before going to calculate the national income. So, national income, as I said, it is a net value of final goods and services produced in a country in an accounting year. So next class we are going to discuss about circular flow of income in an economy. How the income is going to circulate in the form of circle in an economy. Thank you for watching this video.